The, not so funny thing is that these are also the most common concerns that are dismissed by the conventional medical community. You are listening to the Wealthy Woman Podcast, and I am your host, business coach, and wellness mentor, Dr. Michelle, and my mission is to teach conscientious women entrepreneurs how to create a life full of health and wealth from the inside out. In this podcast, you'll learn how to elevate your health and implement business strategies so you can awaken your inner power, show up more confidently, and focus on what really matters. Sharing your gifts, better serving your clients, and showing up even more for the people you love. This is today's successful woman, the wealthy woman. Hey there, and welcome to episode 66 of the Wealthy Woman Podcast. Last week, in part 2 of the Creating Abundance in Your Business series, we talked about the importance of investing in yourself and what that looks like from various perspectives. This week, I want to talk with you about how the abundance of your business is directly related to your health. I would even argue that you should be formulating your health plan before you dive too deep into your business plan. The thing is, when you're not operating at your best, your business can't operate at its best, which means you limit yourself in how much you can do, how much you can make, and also how much impact you can have on the world, right? So the most common issues women come to me with are lack of energy, lack of mental focus, or brain fog. The, not so funny thing is that these are also the most common concerns that are dismissed by the conventional medical community. These are real things that we experience and things that hinder our progress in life, but it's suggested that we're depressed. Maybe we need to do, an SSRI trial, or worse, maybe it's just in our head, or, it can't be that bad. Right? Screw that. This is your life and you deserve to live it fully, completely embodied, full of energy, with sharpened focus and boundless creativity. Don't let anybody tell you that that's not possible. So anyway, let's get back to the matter at hand, right? Your health. So today I want to share my 9-part formula to creating abundant health that will overflow into your business. You can easily remember the 9 parts because they spell out transform. So write it down if you need to. So number 1, time. So how many days in the past week have you felt like you didn't have enough time? My guess is definitely more than half. Yes? First off, this needs to change because if you're constantly running around in a frenzy, you are not going to move your health or your business forward, and you're going to continue feeling like you're just spinning in circles. Getting a grasp on your time, meaning creating boundaries, scheduling what actually matters, understanding priorities, and optimizing time blocks not only creates more efficiency in your day, but it actually helps retrain your nervous system so that you're more resilient, which brings us perfectly into the next part. So number 2, resilience. So what do you think of when you hear the word resilience? For me, I think of something that is strong yet flexible, something that's reliable yet adaptable, right? When we're resilient, we're able to better handle various stressors that come our way. We're able to handle change with grace, and we're able to course correct when things don't go as planned, right? So why is this important? I'm sure you can probably guess, right? The more resilient we are, the less strain and stress our body has to deal with, which means less tension, less inflammation, less monkey brain, right? We get better sleep, better sex, better relationships, better communication, better energy, better focus, and better productivity. right? Learning to manage your time is one aspect of this, but depending on your adrenal status and your current stress response, you might need to take a deeper dive, right? We may need to address your adrenals with a 24-hour sample, restoring adrenal function and working on optimizing your diurnal cycle or your sleep and wake cycles, okay? Number 3, alignment. So alignment's one of my favorite words because it really encompasses so much, and it just has like a really deep meaning. So when I talk about alignment here, I'm talking about how aligned we are in our personal and professional life, right? How well are we aligned with the people we spend the most time with? When we're out of alignment, things can easily get out of whack, right? We become imbalanced, and it can manifest in various ways depending on where our weak spots are. Maybe your period is thrown off. Maybe we get a breakout. Maybe we have a breakdown, right? Maybe we're literally out of balance and keep bumping into shit all day. Maybe we feel resistance towards a project or keep procrastinating until the last minute, right? How aligned is your lifestyle right now with the vision of your future self? That's a good one, right? Think about that for a minute. Actually, this brings something up. I challenge you to do an exercise this evening. I don't care what time it is right now, but this evening before you go to bed, take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle of it. And on the left side, write down all the things that you did today that were not in alignment with your vision of your future self and the life that you're working towards. And on the right side, write down all the things you did today that were in alignment with your vision and goals. Be honest with yourself. This is a cool way to kind of keep accountability on a daily basis if you're not, already doing something like that. Okay, number 4, nature. I feel like I don't really need to explain this one to you, but our connection to nature is so severely undervalued in our society, right? But it's essential for us to unplug, to hug a tree, to get our hands dirty, to walk barefoot in the grass. Okay, the thing is, we gain energy from the earth, and we can literally be recharged by tapping into this source. Research shows that forest bathing positively affects our nervous system and our immune system, and it can lift our mood. Okay, if you don't have access to a forest or a large outdoor area, get a shit ton of indoor plants and learn how to take care of them. Believe me, totally worth it. Okay. Number 5, social. So how's your social support network? Do you have people that you can talk to, who you can call in a moment's notice, people who get you, right? Being a part of something, feeling seen and heard is a huge part of healing. And having a community of support, guidance, relatability, accountability, all that stuff is super, super huge. Because if you're just surrounded by people who are not supporting you, what you're doing, your vision, all that stuff, it is just a drain and a drag, and it holds us back and holds us down, okay? Jim Rohn says that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about who you're surrounding yourself with and what qualities they have or don't have that you admire. Qualities that you either want to harness for yourself or alternatively qualities that you want to stay the hell away from, right? So make an honest assessment and prune where necessary, okay? If you're looking for a new crew of people, which I totally get, make a concerted effort, get on, Meetup or Bumble BFF or Bumble Biz, make some new friends, connections, colleagues, whatever it takes, okay? Number 6, food. So anyone else out there feel really freaking frustrated with food? You try to eat well, but then you get uncontrollable cravings, or you barely eat at all, but you feel bloated all the time. I hear this kind of stuff on a daily basis, it seems. And the missing piece is you. There's no one size fits all when it comes to nutrition. You can take blind stabs by using your friend Google, but the truth is you're really not going to nail it down unless you start taking a deeper look. Okay, so there's a few tools that I love to use with my clients. One is a comprehensive stool analysis, which tells me all about your gut bugs, your gut microbiome, which can unlock mysteries around annoying cravings, gas, bloating, whether or not you're actually digesting and absorbing the food that you're eating. Huge, huge, huge. Second, a food sensitivity test, which can help us narrow down which foods you're reacting the most to, which can be really surprising at times. You might be reacting to something that you thought was beneficial or, quote, healthy, but it's actually causing inflammation and damage to your gut lining. So really important to identify those. Third, functional genomic testing. I keep bringing this up, right? But it can tell you a ton about your metabolism, how well your body breaks down starches, fats, proteins, along with the efficiency of certain vitamin pathways that can affect your nutrient status. Right? It can also tell us whether or not your appetite genes are working well, or whether or not your genes need a little extra TLC when it comes to blood sugar imbalances. Tons of useful information. And then fourth, utilizing something like a metabolic typing to find the perfect nutritional plan. That stuff is really a game changer. This metabolic typing, it basically formulates a nutritional plan that is tailored to your ancestral makeup. So one that makes the most sense for your body type, and your genes. So using these tools to make the most sophisticated, personalized nutrition plan for you helps you eat with confidence. Okay. So number 7, outcome. So having a solid direction and a clear vision of your future self is key. If you don't have a clear vision in mind, it's really difficult to move towards it, right? It's like hopping in a car without knowing your destination. Now, I will say from personal experience and experience with my clients that you do have permission to change, shift, and morph this vision in any way, shape, or form at any time, but you need to start somewhere. Right? As your health becomes more aligned with your future self, other visions and goals might emerge, and that's totally okay. One of the ways I really like to stay on top of this is through visualization and meditation. Okay? It's a way for me to quiet my mind, gain a ton of clarity, and get into all the nitty-gritty details of my desired outcome. Okay. Number 8, regeneration. So without downtime, adequate sleep, and intentional times to unplug, we are not able to recharge. So as high achievers, we tend to feel the need to stay busy. But the weird paradox is that the more time we allow for regeneration, the more productive we become, the more creativity flows through us, and the more motivation we have to move forward. This also has to do with celebrating your wins. I know I'm guilty of this, but think about the last time you accomplished a goal. Did you actually take time to celebrate? Or did you just move on to the next thing, right? To keep going without burning out, we need to take that time to acknowledge our wins, to create that reward system, because that's how we can maintain motivation and really blow our big goals out of the water. All right. So lastly, number 9, movement. Now, we all know it's important to move our body, right? So I won't spend too much time there. But again, personalizing the type of movement for you is what's important. That functional genomics test, again, I mentioned earlier, can give you some really great tips on how well your particular body and physiology responds to various types of exercise. For example, my body responds really well to HIIT workouts and strength training, but straight up cardio doesn't really do much for me, and especially cardio in a dense city that exposes me to additional toxins and air pollution, right? Since my detox pathways are a bit sluggish. So really cool information to know about. But, movement also pertains to moving our energy, moving our voice, moving our emotions, and moving our thoughts. Okay, it's important to maintain movement in all aspects of our life, because without movement, we become stagnant. And when we become stagnant, we stop progressing. Okay, so think about, where things are moving for you. Where are you feeling stuck? Take some time and think about that and give yourself a little kickstart wherever you feel that you need it. All right. So that is a wrap for my 9-part formula to creating abundant health so you can welcome abundance into your business. Again, it's called Transform: Time, Resilience, Alignment, Nature, Social, Food, Outcome, Regeneration, and Movement. So I truly hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you want to learn more about becoming a wealthy woman, I've created a free guide and I've been getting some really great feedback this last week on it. It's called The Savvy Woman's Guide to Wealth, and you can find it on my website. So I will link to that in the show notes for sure. And as always, let me know what you thought about this episode. Hit me up on Instagram, send me a DM, or take a screenshot of you listening and tag me. My handle is at WELLthy Woman _. So WELLthyWOMAN _. Otherwise, tune in next week for part 4, where I talk about what it takes to elevate your online business. All right, so I will chat with you next week. All right, ladies, thank you for listening to another transformational episode. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? You know my mission is to help inspire and empower women to share their gifts, better serve their clients, and show up even more for the people they love. So if you enjoyed this episode, leave an awesome review so more women can find us and join us in creating a life of wealth.